The same conservatives who spent decades warning us about Big Brother just used 83,000 government cameras to hunt down a single woman. Her crime? Having an abortion. The sheriff's excuse? It was for her own safety. You know what's scarier than George Orwell's 1984? The fact that we are living it, and the people who spent decades warning us about government overreach are the ones building the surveillance apparatus. A Texas cop just used 83,000 cameras to track down a woman. Her crime? Having an abortion. 83,000 cameras. Let that sink in, right? Because that's more surveillance equipment than some authoritarian regimes have in their entire arsenal. And it's all connected, all searchable, all at the fingertips of any small town sheriff with a grudge and a badge. But don't worry, they had a really good reason. The search log literally read, "had an abortion, search for female." So not armed and dangerous, not kidnapped child, not terrorist threat. Had an abortion. Her family was worried that she was going to bleed to death, and we were trying to find her to get her to a hospital. We weren't trying to block her from leaving the state or whatever to get an abortion. It was about her safety. Oh, her safety! How compassionate, how caring. A woman makes a private medical decision, and suddenly the entire surveillance apparatus of the state springs into action for her own good, of course. You know what else is done for your own safety? Ankle monitors on prisoners, tracking chips on endangered animals, the kind of invasive monitoring we used to associate with dystopian fiction. But this isn't fiction. This is Texas in 2025.
You are fake news.
Hey people, just a quick interruption. If you're tired of just sitting by and watching democracy crumble,
In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
please turn your frustration into action and support us on Patreon. With your help, we'll be on our way to getting you 5 stories a day. I've got the plan, you've got the power, just click the link in the description below. And together, we will wake America up again.
And we are going to drain the swamp.
So let's talk about what's actually happened here. On May 9th, a Johnson County Sheriff Office cop fired up the Flock safety system, a network of automatic license plate readers that spans 5,000 communities. With a few keystrokes, he accessed 6,809 different camera networks. And the search didn't stop at the Texas border. Oh no, it reached into Washington, into Illinois, into states where abortion is perfectly legal. Because apparently, Texas law enforcement now has jurisdiction over the entire fucking country. And they searched for over a month. Jesus Christ, a month. 30 days of tracking this woman's every movement. Every gas station, every grocery store, every time she crossed an intersection with a camera. By the way, without a warrant, without a court order, without any oversight whatsoever. The Election Frontier Foundation called it what it is, a surveillance system designed to find stolen cars that's now being weaponized against people seeking healthcare. But here's where it gets even more darker. This isn't just about one woman in Texas. This is about the infrastructure of oppression being built right under everyone's noses. Flock Safety, the company behind this Orwellian nightmare, is developing something called Nova. It's a system that will link license plate data with personal information from data brokers and breachers. They are literally building a tool that lets cops jump from license plate to person. Your license plate becomes your digital fingerprint, your car becomes your tracking device, your daily commute becomes a breadcrumb trail for any cop anywhere to follow. And who are the people championing this? The same conservatives who scream about government overreach when asked to wear a fucking mask during a pandemic. The same people who think tracking women across state lines is just public safety. Here's what should terrify everyone, regardless of your stance on abortion. This system exists right now, today, and it's not just in Texas. At least 4,000 agencies can access Flock's network. They share data freely across jurisdictions. Many search records simply list investigation as the reason. How convenient for hiding what they're really looking for. Anti-abortion activists have been documenting license plates at reproductive health facilities for years. Now they can cross-reference that data with a nationwide surveillance network. Think about that. Some zealot with a clipboard outside of a Planned Parenthood can become an intelligence asset for a police state. Here's what Kate Burtash had to say about it. You have this extraterritorial reach into other states, and Flock has decided to create a technology that breaks through the barriers, where police in one state can investigate what is a human right in another state because it is a crime in another. Human rights in one state, crimes in another. And a surveillance network that doesn't recognize borders. This is the small government conservatives have built. A government so small it can fit inside your uterus. So limited, it only surveils you everywhere you go. So freedom-loving, it tracks you across state lines for making a personal medical decision. You know what's particularly galling? The sheriff claims this was all about the woman's safety. Her family was worried. Well, you know what might actually keep women safe? Access to proper medical care, legal abortion services, the ability to make healthcare decisions without becoming a fugitive. But no, in Texas, safety means being hunted by 83,000 cameras. Protection means having your every moment tracked. Care means a statewide manhunt for seeking medical treatment. And let's be clear about something. If they can do this to women seeking abortions, they can do it to anyone. Attend a protest? The cameras saw you. Visit a dispensary in a legal state? The cameras logged it. Went to a pride parade? A mosque? A gun show? The cameras were watching. Anyone could be one legislative session away from being the target. This isn't a slippery slope. It is a cliff that we've already jumped off. The infrastructure is built, the precedent is set. The only question now is who their target next. Because once you build a surveillance state, you need to feed it. Once you have 83,000 cameras and the ability to track anyone, anywhere, at any time, well, you're going to find reasons to use it. Today, it's women seeking abortions. Tomorrow, it could be parents seeking gender-affirming care for their kids, or people attending subversive political rallies, or anyone who dares to cross state lines for any reason the authorities don't like. The Party of Freedom has built the architecture for totalitarianism. And they did it while waving flags and talking about liberty. Here's the brutal truth. Big Brother isn't some future threat we need to guard against. He's already here, wearing a sheriff's badge and claiming it's for your own good. George Orwell was an optimist. At least in 1984, they were honest about the surveillance. In 2025 Texas, they call it protection. And that is the most terrifying part of it all.
If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.